This is the Iron Trader, and this is Midday Trading. Today we're going to do a little quick look here at natural gas, and we're going to take a look here and see what crude oil is doing, and we're going to look at the XLE, which is the big oil ETF. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have natural gas. Now, the EIA report came out, and it was very bullish. That's why in natural gas, you see where it popped right on up there real quick. It was, I know, like the UNG was sitting at, I think it was like 1670, and it ran all the way up to 1730. Really, really nice scalp in the UNG. I did two of them today, and I got, what was I get? I got 96 cents there, but I'm trading 5,000 shares. So I'm going to be scalping it again. Matter of fact, I'm actually back into trade again. So we got to see. I'll probably do maybe 3, maybe even 4 scalps on UNG today. But it popped right up here, so you always want to watch that EIA report there at 10:30. It came out at 96 BCF versus they're expecting 88. And then last month, or last week, I should say, they only had 60 BCF here. So that's what took natty gas here up a little bit here higher than we had yesterday. So let's take a look here at the chart. All right, right here. Now, what do we have? Yesterday's high, we had 1.906. Today's high, we got a little bit higher, 1.918. Okay, so that was on that really nice report that we had in here. So the key, what we want to do here is let's take a look at the upside first. So now we want to watch that level, that 1.918. Again, if we can get above that, then we want to go right to the left of the chart here. Okay, we want to look at this top of this candle, which is 1.99. And then we want to look at top of here. You're looking at 2.04. And then we have 2.10, 212. And then here we have this candle, which is, this is the target that we're shooting for right here on this rise up here is this 2.168. That is your gap fill, okay? So again, if you can get above that, then we have a nice 50-day up here at 2.312, and then we have your gap fill going on here at 2.42. So those are your big targets. We looked to the left of the chart for intermediate targets, but these are your big targets here on the upside, 2.16 and then 2.31. Now, on the downside here, you can see your 8 days. Come and look at here. Really, really nice here. So hopefully here by the end of today, or even maybe when the futures open here, this 8-day can get closer even to that 21-day, maybe even cross on up here, maybe by the end of the day tomorrow if it keeps on rolling. Okay, so what we want to go on the downside, if we want to watch that 21-day, 1.82, that is going to be your key support level. And then we come to yesterday's low, 1.78, and then we have this nice 8 SMA here sitting at 1.75. Those are your very, very key levels. And obviously, if it's lost, then we can follow the candles, look at the high at 1.73, and then look at the low at 1.71 here, okay? So that would be the next level, and then we can just follow the candles down. You have 1.66 here. We have 1.59, 1.58, and obviously your big retest here at 1.62. But we don't worry about all that. What we worry about right now is this 21 SMA here at that 1.82. You need to close above. That would be very, very bullish. And then it needs to obviously hold this 1.75. That 8-day can push right on up here. This would be looking really good. Now, your weekly chart here, you're finally getting off the schneid here. You know what I'm saying? I think we found that bottom with that 1.52. And now we can hit right on up here to this 8-day SMA here, which is basically sitting at 2.19. But first of all, you have to attack that 2.16. That is your gap. That is going to be very, very crucial. Now, RSI looking good here. Your MACD here looking very, very good. So your MACD needs to curl up here and go on up here. Our RSI here, we have that positive divergence going on here. So this is looking very, very good. All right, let's take a look here on an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, here we have your hourly chart here. Now, if you've been, watching my videos here, you see that I really like these kind of patterns where you have a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And then even when it's sold down here, okay, it still came down and you held that nice 50 SMA here. And now we're above the 21 here, and we're above that key 8 SMA here. Looking very, very nice. Now, so you can see this big sticky candle right here, popped all over the thing. That was that when we had that EIA report. So you always want to get in on that. As soon as you can see something, moving in that area, you just take the trade. But don't be afraid. Like to me, I just went in there and just scalped it. Okay, took the 50 cents and it got right out of that. And then we can always rebuy it as it comes down, because usually those kind of trades don't hold. Now, what we need to do is get right back above this key level here. This is that 1.906. You need to get back above that. Then you can retest the 1.90, and then above that, then we can go higher. But that's the key here, because right now you got a double top situation going on here, because old Sticky, he didn't hold, okay? So now we got to see where we're going to shake out here for the day. So here on your 4-hour chart, basically you just watch those key levels. See, that's at 1.906. So when you see this is a little bit more clear. You can see the old double top situation going here, okay? So you always kind of look out for those patterns. You got to close above that key price channel at 1.908. No, what am I saying? Yeah, 1.906. That is going to be your key here. Otherwise, you could have a double top situation. But you're holding that key 8 SMA here, and you're holding your 20-1 day. Everything here is looking good. So realistically, just watch that daily chart to make sure that 21 day and that 8-day hold. If you can, we'll just look for another scalp situation, and we're looking for that 2.16 a level. That'd be that gap. Okay, I'll have more for you on natural gas here and in crude oil in detail, but let's take a look at crude and see what's going on with that right now. Okay, here we have your crude oil, your daily, and your weekly chart. Now, this is the candle I've been always pointing out here. Okay, see, this is that 79.29. Yesterday, we got a little bit higher, but you put in a topping tail candle at 79.62. So far, we have not been able to get above it. So your high today is 79.28. This is the one we want to watch here. That's 79.29. So this is what we still have this sideways action going here. So this is building a lot of energy. So when this blasts up, you could get yourself easy 7, 8, maybe even 10 points out of this pattern that's going on here. So just remember that. So if you're scalping it both directions, if we close back above this 79.29 or even above this 79.62, and you'll know it because you'll see a big ass red candle that's going to blast right up. Okay, so when we look at this chart, you see a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then we see this nice rounded bottom, and then basically this is your neckline. See the 79.29, 79.62, and then 79.60, 79.76. That's coming right on off, come right across. So this is basically what you want to look at here, where you have a really nice rounded bottom. Actually looks like a cup. Okay, right across here. Now, you'll notice here on the downside, when this sold off, look at this candle here, okay? So you look at the top of this candle, we had a high of 81.05, and you had a low of 77.09. So basically a 4-point deal. Once you got that 4-point deal, then we just went right like into a downtrend. And that's going to be basically what you're going to have on the upside here. So when you look at this big-ass red candle here, what you're going to get is you're going to get the reverse of that to break out of this pattern, except that candle will be green. Okay, so when you get that, you'll see that you get a good, probably a 3-4 point candle, just like we had here. Then you know you broke out of that range, and then we can just take it right on higher. So always watch for that, and whether it happens, today or tomorrow or next week or whenever. But that, just always look for that you're going to see an absolute explosion like you had here on the downside, except there'll be a nice green candle here on the upside. So always keep that in mind. Here on your weekly chart here, we're looking very, very good here. You're above your key 50 SMA, 77.56. We're above your 21 day, and we're above that key 8 SMA here, which is really holding very, very nicely here so far for the week. We got one more day left here. Now, your RSI bullish, your MACD bullish, good momentum, bullish, showing that you got good momentum here. But again, when you see a pattern like this and you see all that energy building up, when she explodes, it's going to be the same as what we have here, except it will be in the reverse. Okay, let's take a look here at the big oil ETF XLE. Okay, if you want to trade the big oil companies like your Exxon, Chevron, Mobil, Schlumberger, and I posted this many times here, this is one of my favorite trades, and it does pay like a 3.5% dividend. Okay, so if you're holding on to it, no big deal. Now, when you look at this pattern, you had a high, a lower high, and the same way with the lower lows all the way on down. However, when you look at this pattern here, low, lower low, lower low, but look at this, look at your MACD, okay? See, just the reverse, see? This here is a positive divergence. Look at your RSI here, see, low, low, positive divergence, okay? So realistically, what we're looking for here is this 86.89 here on the upside. Let me bigger up a little bit here. Okay, so if we can get above that 86.89 on the upside here, And then what we have here next here is, no, actually that's higher than that yet. Yeah, so we want to look here, yeah, 86.89. And then we want to look at the top of this candle here. That's at 87.11. Now, if we can break above that, then we can go all the way to the left here. We look at all the charts here for your resistance area. But what you really want to look at here is this candle here, okay? So this one here is 89.75. There's your gap. And then look right below it here, you have 89.95. So your gap and your fill, that is going to be your next target area as soon as we break out of here. So when we look at this pattern, you've got a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. It's going to be a matter of time, but you need to close above that 86.89 and the top of this candle at that 87.11. Then we can rip up, and we're looking for that gap, that fill, and then we're looking for 91.98, and we're going to look all the way up here to that 92.56. Okay, that is going to be very, very key. So when you look at the weekly chart here, 92.56, if we can get above all that here, then we can come off to the top of this candle. You're looking at 93.69, and then we have a nice retest up here at 94.71. Obviously, if you break that 94.71, you're going to go right to the Hondo at 100. You know, you might not get. You might get there. Like I always trade is, I'll go 99, 85 or 99.90, something like that, because round numbers are usually hard to get through. So even like when you're putting in stops in or you're putting sell orders in there, just put it for a little bit less. Don't never use flat numbers. Okay, so just like if it sells down, you say, oh, I want to buy it at 100. Don't put it at 100. Put it at like 125 cents or something. Then you know you're going to get it, because obviously for 100, it's got to come down below 100 for you to get the trade. Okay, same way vice versa. If you're selling it up, it has to go over 100 before you can get it. So right now, what we want to watch on this is that 86.89 and this candle here at that 87.11, and then I'd be looking for this gap at 89.75 and that fill at 89.85, and then a nice good retest all the way up here at that 92.56. Right here, we got plenty of room to run. Bullish here on your MACD. We're getting, we are bullish here on the MACD, on the weekly here. RSI looks very, very good. But see, we have that nice positive divergence on your RSI and your MACD here. So that's what you always want to take in consideration. But this is a very good way to trade the big oil companies. You get a dividend, and it's like one-stop shopping. So if Exxon, hey, they don't do good, or Chevron or whatever, it's a nice, good basket of all of them. And this is an easy way to trade. So just keep this one in mind if you like the big oil and you bleed oil like the old Iron Trader does. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now, I'll be back here later today after the pit close, and we will review crude oil and natural gas in more depth. All right, thanks for watching.